fight is over. Sean Porter just stopped Andre Berto in the beginning of the ninth round. Andre Berto got knocked back into the ropes once. The ref didn't call it a knockdown. He got knocked into the ropes again. The ref gave him a standing 8 count. As soon as they started mixing it up again, Andre Berto looked like he was on, basically just on all defense. He was just trying to survive. And then he got knocked into the ropes again, and the ref went ahead and waved it off. He didn't look like he had his legs underneath him. Sean Porter chopped that tree down, basically. He worked the body, attacked the body consistently, and Andre Berto just couldn't stand up to the pressure, that inside work, that body work, man. But now that Sean Porter has won this fight, he is now the mandatory for Keith Thurman's fight. So it's possible that we could see Keith Thurman, Sean Porter 2 by the end of this year. That is a good, strong possibility. So I'm looking at the replay. That's a good point they just brought up too. The side of their heads kind of banged together the first time Andre Berto went flying back into the ropes.
Now, in theory, right there, he could have gotten a moment to recover, but the referee didn't see it as a clash of heads. Then later on, it would rain punches from Sean Porter, throwing the uppercut and the right hand. Not everything getting in there, but then the left hook, and he's just teeing off on Berto, who's in some trouble, and that was the left hook that sent him against the ropes and created a knockdown. And then the end of the fight, as we take a look from a couple of different angles, Porter cranking up those left hooks. Porter has a pretty good left hook. We talk about his overhand right, but his left hook is also a very good punch. Continuing to throw it, keeping up the pressure against Andre Berto, and ultimately that's when Mark Nelson would step in and say, we've seen enough, and Andre Berto not really complaining that much about it. He'd been under pressure in this fight consistently, and one more look at it, Paulie, as we see Porter continuing with those left hooks. Yeah, blood-filled.
But I think a lot of the trouble started with the first time Andre Berto went to the ropes. He did get butted on the side of the head. Sean Porter did kind of whack him with his head, and it kind of threw him off balance, kind of dazed him a little bit. He could have been suffering the effects of that, but I'm not, going to try to take credit away from Sean Porter's when he got the win. He would have got the win regardless of whether it was headbutts or not. He would have got the win anyway because he was just outworking him and landing more punches and chopping down that tree. A lot of people don't like Sean Porter's style. The thing with Sean Porter is you have to make Sean Porter box you. You have to make him. Keith Thurman made Sean Porter box him. Kell Brook wasn't able to do it. He held Sean Porter, frustrated him, let him go, and then boxed him. Then when Sean Porter would find a way to get back on the inside, then he could grab him up and hold him. Here we go.
Welterweight World Title Eliminator, Showtime, Sean Porter. So the boxing gods are smiling down on Showtime Sean Porter as he has earned the right to rematch Keith Thurman based on this performance. Sean Porter averages landing about 40% of his power punches according to show stats, and tonight he landed 42%, and many of those were thunderous body shots, but plenty to the head as well. All right, let's go up to Jim Gray, who's standing by with Showtime Sean Porter.
All right, Morrow, thank you very much. Sean, this was a brutal fight with a lot of head clashes, a lot of cuts. How would you describe this?
Oh, man, I got to clean up those headbutts. Honestly, that's something we've been saying since I turned pro. We don't want to come straight in. We tried to, use the whole ring, work on angles, things of that nature. But, sometimes in the heat of the battle, I'm a fighter, and Mr. Berto is a fighter as well. So those head clashes was nothing but us fighting, going at it, and doing the best we could to win. And God bless, I came on the right side of it.
Has your head, because of those clashes, become somewhat of a weapon for you and set up some of your other punches?
Not at all. Not at all. Honestly, in this fight, yes, it was. Those were not my intentions at all. A public apology to Andre Berto. I played a part in those headbutts as well, but my intentions is never to use my head as a weapon. It's always to move out of the way of his punches and try to counter. So, this was just a very hard-fought battle by both of us, and I'm just blessed to have the victory.
How do you maintain this onslaught for every round, every second?
We do it, man. We come back to the corner, and we're already working on our recovery on the way back to the corner. We work extremely hard. Take a look at our story if y'all can. We do some amazing things in the training camp, and our training camp, the preparation is long, it's hard, and as y'all can see, it's always worth it.
Stand by here just a moment. We're going to talk about what you want to do next in your mandatory. Andre, how are you? There was just an awful lot of action and headbutts, and it was hard for you to get any type of balance because of it, wasn't it?
Yeah, man, it was, like I said, Sean, I got to give him credit, of course, but like I said, man, and he's a rough fighter, you know what I mean? That's him, and yeah, I mean, he has great skills, but at the same time, he's gonna be rough and try to handle you, when, when he can, so, I got a lot of, headbutts, he did too, but, it just, it was crazy.
Do you accept the apology? And do you accept his apology? He just publicly apologized to you.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
What'd he say?
Listen, listening to him talk right now, I got to say this. I'm shaking my head, and it's only for one reason. It's those the headbutts. We try to come in, and we try to fight flawless every fight. And outside of the headbutts, this was really, our game plan was worked out very well. And I can only shake my head about the headbutts. It's very unfortunate, and yes, I am sorry about it.
It is what it is, but like I said, man, Sean's a tough competitor. Him and his father, they came in here, I guess, we had a very, good competitive fight until, the headbutts got a little bit, too much for me. Started shaking me up a little bit, but I think it was, really good fight before all that.
And you want to continue now in boxing, or how you evaluate things going forward?
Yeah, right now, man, I just, like I said, I had a long training camp, man. I want to spend time with the family, and I just want to relax and, really started to enjoy the fruits of my labor.
Andre, appreciate it. All right. Sean, you now become a mandatory challenger for Keith Thurman, who has the belt right here. You guys fought one time. Had the judges possibly seen it a different way, you might have been victorious. Will you give him a rematch now? It's your mandatory.
He is my mandatory. His team, they were adamant about getting the rematch, and now they fought themselves in position for the rematch. They truly deserve it. It's none but sitting down, talking to Al Heyman, and making the fight happen, man.
Would that be your choice, and would that be what you would instruct Al Heyman, if that's possible?
I'm still not thinking about anything right now, per se, but outside of that, this is a great fight. It's a great matchup. We had a fight of the year last year. We have a fight of the year later on this year. He's hungry. You see the way he fights. It's going to be a great fight.
You'll have a lot of attention on Spence and Brooke coming up in England in May. How do you see that fight? And is that another possibility should you decide not to go right to the rematch?
At the end of the day, I wear red, white, and blue, so I look forward to Spence bringing that belt back home and creating more opportunities for the welterweight division, man. Your boy Keith one-time Thurman's at the top, and I'm willing to fight everybody.
How do you force him into the fight now that you have the mandatory?
Man, I was just up here wishing he was going to say yes. That's the fight I want next.
Well, he kind of did.
He kind of did. He said a whole bunch of words. I didn't understand them. All I know is yes.
Negotiate, baby. All we got to do is negotiate.
All I know is yes. Hey, congratulations on your last fight, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Brooklyn, that's what y'all want.
We may have a date. All right.
And I can guarantee you, everybody at their house is screaming at the TV. That's what they want to. God bless you, and I'll see you soon.
Congratulations, Sean.
Thank you very much.
All right. We may have a date. Morrow, back to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Jim. The fight was at a time.
So you guys heard it there. We may or may not be getting that fight next. Who knows? But Sean Porter is the mandatory for Keith Thurman's belts. Now, you also heard Sean Porter address the headbutts. I don't believe he intentionally headbutted Andre Berto. I don't believe that at all. I believe that his fight, his aggression, his style is what causes things like that to happen. He comes in head first. I believe him. He's an honest kid. I believe that he wasn't trying to use his head as a weapon. I truly don't believe that. But at the same time, he does need to work on that because it definitely was a factor in the last portion of the fight in the ninth round. It was a factor. It was a factor throughout the fight so far as the cuts are concerned as well. I still like Sean Porter. I think he's a good fighter. I think he's very athletic and skilled. I just think that he needs to refine and hone his craft a little bit more. Use his jab to get in. I know he's trying to slip punches and he moves really quickly, so he slips punches and then he steps on the inside. But he keeps his hands down when he slips punches. So when he comes on the inside, his head is more exposed. I don't know, maybe if he started to keep his hands up to his face when he slips punches, so when he comes in, he has his gloves in between his head and his opponent's head. But who knows? I'm just throwing that out there. But anyway, I think it was a good fight. It was pretty much what I expected from both fighters, except Andre Berto just couldn't keep up with the pressure. Sean Porter got the win. He's the mandatory for Keith Thurman's belt. Maybe we'll see that in November. Errol Spence Jr. versus what's the kid named Kell Brook? That's in May, I believe, right? In any event, it's coming up soon. So the welterweight division is shaping up very nicely, and it'll be good to see a mega fight between the winner of Brooks Spence and Thurman Porter, too, if it does happen this year. Let's hope so.